Welcome to another video of Jammer's Wrestling Magazine collection. Now, this is an interesting little video. First of all, I have to say thank you to the 80s Revolution YouTube channel, Jason Nupp. You, at the end of your video on MTV, you did a call out to me, a shout out, and that was cool of you. Now, the reason why he did that, and let me do a little explaining here. I was the reason why I gave him the idea to put the flat screen TV above his television in the basement, in the cave. And when he said that the other night in the video, he just said someone on the channel said that. And I'm thinking, dude, it was me. I love your channel. I've left comments so many times. You said names from everyone. You never said my name. I was just so like, dude, like you couldn't say my name. And it was ridiculous, but I was like, dude, come on. And I left a comment to him. I was like, really? It was me. And you didn't say, all you had to do is say my name. He did one better. He said to check out the channel. And I'm very, very appreciative of that, Jason. Thank you very much. You went above and beyond, dude. Let's be honest. You did. You didn't have to do that. And I do appreciate you doing that, my friend. And I want you, once again, Jason, to start collecting wrestling magazines. You were doing so well there like a year and a half ago. And I know other things happen. You start collecting other things. But, dude, right now, magazines are kind of going down again, I noticed, on eBay. At least for Canada eBay. So check your US eBay again. You might find some good ones there to get your collection going again. So he talked about MTV dying. MTV is dead, I guess. Now in Canada, MTV's been dead for a little while, I believe. I think MTV Canada died like months ago, if not longer. And so did ABC Spark and a few other channels. ABC Spark, by the way, is ABC Family, I want to say, is the USA one, maybe it's called. I don't really know. But we don't have that anymore in Canada. We don't really have a lot in Canada anymore, unfortunately, when it comes to things. But MTV is dead. But MTV and pro wrestling have a connection, and look at this magazine cover here. Let's get it on. Hogan versus Piper, enough hype. It's time to wrestle, July 1985, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine. Now, July 85, let's be honest, that probably came out in maybe March, April, who knows? They were always earlier in the dates for the months than when they actually came out. That's always been a wrestling magazine thing for some reason. I don't know why. But remember, February 1985, live on MTV, the war to settle the score. Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper for the WWF Championship, where we saw people like Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff get involved, and Cowboy Bob Orton, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and of course, Mr. T. That's right, the A-Team's Mr. T. Now, why is MTV so important to professional wrestling? Well, as Roddy Piper would say, it's music to vomit by. Yes, okay, fair enough there, Hot Rod. Maybe it is, but the reason why MTV was so important to the WWF, to professional wrestling, to sports entertainment, is because it helped create WrestleMania. WrestleMania wouldn't have happened without MTV. Let's be honest. It wouldn't have happened without MTV. MTV helped make WrestleMania. That match on MTV, February 1985, the war to settle the score, it created the main event for WrestleMania, which would be March 31st, 1985 in Madison Square Garden. The same place, by the way, that the war to settle the score was happening at. So we get WrestleMania 1 thanks to MTV. We get Mr. T on a WWF magazine cover because of MTV. And of course, we get the Inside Wrestling, August 85, WrestleMania, why it succeeded, why it failed, story because of MTV. Now, MTV over the years did have a lot of wrestling-like things on it. It had the brawl to end it all from the summer of 1984, where we saw Wendy Richter defeat the Fabulous Moolah to win the WWF Women's Championship with the help of rock star Cyndi Lauper. So that was huge back in 1984. We saw the what were they called? Those the WWF had those man, my brain just went dead on me there. Where they had awards for things, because Roddy Piper was on it and Nikolai Volkov was on it and such. They did 2 award shows on there. And the Slammies, I guess they were the Slammies, right? The Slammies Awards or whatever, the Slammy shows, that was on MTV. And then as time went on, MTV also had WWF Sunday Night Heat. And that was, I think, in the year 2000 that started. I think when the WWF went off USA Network, when Raw went over to TNN, I think Sunday Night Heat went from the USA Network to MTV then. So MTV would have WWF wrestling on its show once again. MTV also had Wrestling Society X, which was a show in the, would it have been the early 2000s, the mid 2000s? Maybe the mid 2000s. I think that's where guys like Seth Rollins got started. I think he was Tyler Black there. Teddy Hart was there. Vampiro was there, I believe. Again, it was just groundbreaking wrestling that you just didn't see. I think Evan Bourne was there as Matt Sydal. So it was kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting, but it was the original wrestling that was on MTV. I'm talking the Brawl to End It All. I'm talking the War to Settle the Score. Those were the 2 special shows that helped create WrestleMania. So it is weird to think that MTV's gone. In Canada, we had Much Music. So, that was like our MTV. But Much Music never aired wrestling that I know of. But MTV did. And it was definitely a time period in the 80s that can never be relived. And probably never will be. And it's kind of sad. I think a lot about the 80s that are gone now are sad. Like what you see looking here, like this is sad. We'll never see something like this again. Where we get genuinely excited to see Mr. T in a wrestling ring. I don't get genuinely excited now to see celebrities in the ring because, unfortunately now it's like they are wrestlers now. Like Logan Paul is a celebrity, right? And what he does now, he's like probably one of the top 10 better wrestlers in the WWE overall. And he can do it all. Like he had a lot of great matches with the likes of AJ Styles and with John Cena and with Roman Reigns over the years. And he just, it's weird to think that someone like Logan Paul is on par with someone like Cody Rhodes or Drew McIntyre or CM Punk, right? Like he's up there. Mr. T was never up there. Mr. T was always a celebrity in a wrestling world, including WrestleMania 2 with the boxing match with Roddy Piper, which was horrible. That was a god-awful match. I don't even know what Vince was thinking with that. That was besides the point. But it was nice to know that back in the day, something like MTV could help create something like WrestleMania, which now when you look at it, 41 years ago now, that's insane. That is insane. So it's weird to think that something that was so influential in the 80s, when it comes to music, when it comes to sports and everything, MTV had it all. And celebrity, everything. And it helped create WrestleMania. And it's weird to think it's gone. So I'm like Jason in that. I'm like with a lot of other people. It's weird to think that a TV show or TV network or whatever that had so much legacy, lineage, history is gone. But that is how the cookie crumbles anymore, all thanks to streaming and the way that the world works with watching TV. It's now on cell phones, it's now on tablets, it's now on iPads, it's now on flat screen TVs, it's on computers. It's does anyone even have cable anymore? I have cable. My girlfriend and I, we still have cable, basic cable. and we only have it because we tried to get rid of it, and our cable company said, well, you can have it for $5 extra a month. And we're like, well, all right, whatever. So if the internet ever goes out, I guess, yeah, we have cable channels to put on if needed, but we don't really watch them. But yeah, it's crazy to think that MTV's gone. It's crazy to think that if it wasn't for that, WrestleMania may never happen, and we may never have been where we're at right now with professional wrestling and the WWE. Also, I noticed now, thanks to Jason, and I'm going to be thanking Jason a lot here because, and honestly, Jason, if you watch this video, what I said to you wasn't meant to be out of malice, and it might have came off that way. I was drinking last night too when I watched the video, so I was a little bit like, what? I couldn't believe this. Like, he didn't shout me out. I'm not a friend of the channel. Like, that's what upset me the most. So the fact that he did shout out to me today and shout out to my channel like that, that's very cool. And I'm doing the same to him right now. And I will put a link to his channel in my stuff here too. But when I post this, that is, I mean. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to him again for what he did, because I noticed a lot of new subscribers and a lot more comments are happening on my videos in the last few hours. I'm just like, what's going on? So thank you to all the new people who have subscribed. If you go back and look at my stuff, it's like a weird little history of this room, actually. It's changed in the last few years from how I have my layout, and you will see it over time if you go back and watch any old videos till now. But it's an interesting channel to see this grow. It's grown a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope if you like wrestling magazines, you'll stick around. I try to do a lot of videos still. It's tough because if I don't feel like it, if I'm tired from work, or if I just don't have any energy or ideas, it's tough to do one. But today, after seeing that and seeing that MTV had died, and my buddy was over, Zeke Zanzibar, that's his nickname, he was over, and he goes, could you tie in MTV with wrestling? And I'm like, well, yeah, it would be super easy to do, because WrestleMania 1 wouldn't have happened without MTV. The war to settle the score, the brawl to end it all. These are things that helped create WrestleMania, so I knew I could do a video here. And in return, shout out to Jason and everyone else who follows me. And, I met a lot of cool people actually through Jason's YouTube channel, the New 80s Revolution channel that he has. I met Maniac Matt Watson on there through that and became an online friend with him. And we got to, trade comments and such on our videos and talk wrestling, which was cool. And so it's just YouTube's cool like that. It should never be used as a negative. It should always be used as a positive. And I'm glad that Jason saw that with me, that I didn't mean ill with my comment. I was just upset that I didn't get the friend of the channel line with my name to it, because I've been following Jason for a few years on here, and I even sent him an Instagram photo saying a while ago saying that he was my top person I follow, like I watched on YouTube this year. It was him, and then I think like the WWE Vault, and then like Stevie Richards' podcast show. I think it was all wrestling related there, as you can tell. But yeah. So I just want to say a shout out to him, thanking him. Thank you to all the new people, and rest in peace, MTV. But thank you for what you did. You gave us WrestleMania, because you were the groundbreaking attraction that created it with those two big events. And if we didn't have the brawl to end it all and the war to settle the score, we might not be sitting here today with the WWE that we know and love. Kind of. Sometimes. Do we really love WWE nowadays? I don't know. Anyways, it's still around. We still watch it. So I guess we're just glutton for pain and punishment when it comes to watching WWE. All right, guys. Until I do my next one, I'll talk to you later.